Alright, so I got episode 4 of Beware the Batman entitled Safe. You can see I'm actually wearing my Batman shirt today. Um, Random little thing I want to start off with is the opening. I finally figured out why I always saw Lex Luthor. I don't know why I said Luke's Luthor. But it starts off with Alfred and then it goes to Bruce and then Batman. I never figured that out. I always wonder why is he bald? Because it's such a quick second. I always thought he looks bald, and then I see Batman, and I finally figured out what that was. Also, if you hadn't picked it up, they actually show the name of the episode. I know these are really minor things. I just wanted to point them out. For some reason, they put the actual name of the episode in the episode this time. But episode 4, Safe. Um, Probably my favorite episode so far. Definitely because of ninjas. I really like ninjas, and just ninja action is always really sweet to me. But I like this episode. It started off, really simple. It was probably a minute or so, a minute and a half maybe of talking, and I was just randomly thinking like, man, I wish we had a real Bruce Wayne because he's doing this stuff with like surplus energy for like the entire planet. I just thought that's a really cool thing. And then the other guy comes out who I really like. I can't think of his name, of course, but I thought he was a really funny character through this episode. And so he comes out and maybe he says like 3 words, and then boom, a shuriken hits the microphone, and then just drop down. And like a lot of people, I'm sure the first thing I thought of was Ra's al Ghul, League of Assassins. And we don't get Roz in this episode, but we do get the League itself, and we get, she was mentioned. I don't really know who she is because I don't exactly have a wealth of knowledge of all the characters, but we get the League of Assassins, and it's revealed that Tatsu, if I said her name right, was with the League of Assassins, and that's where she gets the name Katana from. So I enjoyed the episode, overall because it had, well, mostly it was action based, but I like the little story elements. Like I said, the comedy, the guy was, I thought he was hilarious. Really, like when Tatsu saved his life at first, I thought it was, he hugged her. I thought it was just like, I almost died, and you like beat up 5 ninjas and you saved my life. And then it was like, no, he just flat out likes her because she's attractive, and she beat up 5 ninjas. I like her too, so I can understand. Um, Also, when they left that place, when they like, when Bruce invited them to the house and they drove down the street, that street was just empty. Like that was another random thing that just caught my eye. It was like that. It's just an empty street. It was funny, but when Tatsu fought the ninjas and Bruce left because he wanted to get in his costume and become Batman. When she was about to beat the final ninja and kill him, and he came in, I mentioned in the my last episode review that she might have to work with Bruce because she might kill people, which obviously she did because she was with the League of Assassins. So she's probably killed like hundreds and hundreds of people. So that could be a very big transition. When she finally figures out that Bruce is Batman. But when he stopped her, I thought, okay, obviously she goes for broke. She will stop whoever the problem is permanently. And so he comes in and they beat the rest of the ninjas up. And when he gives her the lecture, I love the line when she's like, "I don't need a lecture from a nut dressed like a bat." And he's like, "Too bad you already did." I thought that was kind of a funny line from him, and of course he took off. And they go through the episode. Iron Monkey, I liked him as a character. He seemed pretty cool. When they fought at the end, when he had like super strength, once again, don't know the characters, at least don't know him, but he was seemed like a pretty cool character, and I'm really interested to see because obviously he's coming back because he didn't mention Tetsu has the Soul Taker sword, which is a really cool jade sword, and so he didn't mention that in the end of the episode. So I'm really curious as to what his connection to her really is, because obviously it's more than just you know they were together in the League of Assassins, because he easily could have said that, and they probably would have, if he mentioned that she stole that sword, they probably would have sworn Wayne Manor like the next episode, but for some reason he didn't. So I'm definitely curious to see how they work that into the show, and how they really reveal her connection to whoever Iron Monkey really is. Um, going through when they split up pretty much when Bruce left the mansion to figure out why the League of Assassins was hunting his friend. When the guy was in the mansion, Alfred's walking him around like, everything's safe here, cameras, this and that. And all he's interested in is getting to know Tatsu. I thought, every scene with them together I thought was hilarious. And, he's like, when he mentioned his favorite music was jazz, if you notice, he did like jazz hands. He was like, it's jazz. And he's like, jazz? And then he stopped. I thought that was really funny. And, she did warm up to him. I mean, he even said it himself, like, oh, so you can smile. She made like a little joke. And just the little connection they had was really funny. Like, I'd love to see him come back because I doubt they'd end up together. But if he ever came back in the episode, I'm sure it'd be hilarious. And like when the ninjas got into the mansion and she put the pillows in the bed, he's like, "Is that gonna work?" He's like, "I'm actually taller than that." I thought, just these little lines, but I thought they were really, really funny. And when they went down the hall and he opened up the door and was like, "You go ahead," and she like grabbed him and threw him in the room. Just little stuff like that is really funny. And I love the end when she had like the little cuts, and he like grabbed her and put her head to his chest, like, I'll never leave your side and stuff like that. I thought it was so funny. Another little thing to mention, Alfred did use a gun in this episode. It was like it seemed like sort of a laser shotgun type thing. I thought it was interesting. And if you notice, he put on the hat like specifically to shoot guns. It seemed, but we got to see Alfred use guns, and we got Tatsu actually fighting. So I think this episode actually added a lot, that is going to become a main part of the show. Early on, before the show actually came out, it was shown that Alfred would use weapons, and hopefully it won't be too much. I'm sure a lot of people were worried about that he'd just be like gun toting in every episode. But if it's like this, I think it's pretty cool. Specifically for a villain to somehow get into the mansion. With Ra's al Ghul coming in, odds are the League of Assassins will attack the manor, multiple times. And, with Tatsu being there, they have even more reason to do it. So odds are those specific points in the season or, future seasons, that's when we'll really see Alfred, pull out the guns and, shoot people. And I loved his line when he said the ones who can dodge bullets are like the pesky ones. I thought that was funny too. Just, a lot of little comedy moments I liked in this episode. And, of course, all the action, ninja action was really sweet. So overall, I love the episode. Tons of little bits and pieces. I know it's jumping all over the episode, but that's just, what comes to mind is pretty much how I mention it. And, another random thing, when Bruce was outside of the mansion, which I really loved how they kind of wrote that in where, he went off to, like I said, find out why the assassins were after his friend. I love how that was, they kept him away from the mansion for such a long time that they really did focus on Tatsu because it was really her episode, revealing she was with the League of Assassins and just showing her actually fight because we didn't really see much aside from, her deductive skills when she found like the gondolas in the last episode and, all the stuff from Bruce. In this episode, we really got her actual combat skills, and she beat up 5 ninjas by herself. That's pretty useful in the fight. But when Bruce was like coming to the mansion and he was on his motorcycle, I thought it was so funny when he shot the wings out and they were so strong that they just knocked the ninjas off their motorcycles. And like the one guy fell off a bridge and the other guy, like the motorcycle just hit the wall and exploded. But of course he survived. I just thought that was really funny because it seems so silly to me that like he just makes stuff that's so strong it just knocks motorcycles off the road. But overall, I love this episode. We didn't get to see much with the Soul Taker. I thought, it would kind of come into play a little bit more, but it like that's just a minor little thing. I just expected it to be in the episode more, and I thought more about her past would be revealed from what I knew the episode was gonna be. But for what it was, I really loved it. They revealed just enough. We got just enough story. We got hilarious character. I thought, like I said, I thought he was really funny, and we got great action in this episode. So I definitely love this one. So let me know what you think below. And also, I don't know, you guys might have missed it or something. The little DC short after that with Lois and Batman, definitely my favorite so far. So I guess just a random question: what's your favorite DC Nation short so far? Obviously, it could be one of the new ones that they're putting out. You know, the Wonder Woman ones. I really enjoy, and I was actually surprised that they didn't continue that this week. But you know, it could be that. It could be any of the old ones. Like a lot of like the Teen Titans ones are obviously hilarious. I love the uh, one where Beast Boy plays the game. I think that's one of my favorites. But you know, let me know below what you thought of the episode and the short itself. And thanks for watching.